video is about. I want to give a wonderful shout out to one of my members from my family support group. Her channel name, YouTube channel name is Lovely Duprees. Check her out, loves.
That black yo magic, 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 black yo magic, that black yo magic, that black yo, look at that black yo.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jania for those who may or may not know, and I'm back. I know you guys missed me because it's been a whole month since I posted a YouTube video, but you know, it's okay. I needed that break. I was tired. I was, I wasn't depressed or anything like that. I just needed a break from work, from life, I needed to get myself together mentally. So, Happy New Year's, everyone. It is now 2020. I know I'm a month late, but I just want to say Happy New Year's. And I hope that you accomplish all your goals that you have set for yourself. In this video, for Christmas, I haven't posted nothing in January. So for Christmas, I did get Ulta gift cards. And I went in there to get like a highlight palette because I don't have a lot of highlight. Didn't get that. That's how I would lose my head if it wasn't attached to my shoulders. And yeah, so I'm just gonna show you what I did get. I did get makeup brushes for I got Christmas gift, some MAC stuff. So I'm just gonna show you. It's a mini haul, I guess that's what it's gonna be. So the first thing I got, I know I'm hella late. Finally got me a James Charles palette. But even though I badly wear makeup, I feel like this palette is so pretty. This not gonna be long because I didn't get a lot. I had $125 worth of gift cards, and then I paid like $40 in cash for the rest of it. And I think that man charged me for some stuff that I didn't get in my bag because there's no way all this stuff costs $125. No, $145. But yeah, that's another story. So yeah, this palette is so pretty. I know half y'all already seen this palette, but I'm just gonna show you. Why not? But yeah, this is such a pretty palette. I didn't think I was gonna like it at first. I haven't used it yet. One day I will. Maybe in this video, you will see. A primer from Benefit. So I got that. I got the mini one because you never know what you're gonna like or what you're not like. So I'm gonna spend my money on the big one if I might not like it. So I got me a little mini tube. That's cute. I got me some sponges. They were on sale too. It was like $7 for them. I got the Morphe continuous setting mist.
She does nail tutorials, get ready with me. She does makeup looks. She has amazing story times while she's getting herself done. Make sure you guys, I'll put her information in the description box below. Make sure you guys subscribe to her channel. Show her love, like, comment, and just spam the hell out of her channel. Let her know that Everyday Life with Kids sent you. I want to say thank you to Nini for supporting me to this day. I'm happy to be on this journey of your YouTube channel as you as mine. Thank you for supporting me and just being amazing light in our lives, basically. And just thanks for entertaining us with your videos. So love, make sure you guys go check her out. So we have another love on my channel, another interview. Nothing is different from what I've been doing before, but as my beautiful cousin Nia, every day, no matter what we're doing, it's people who have diseases, illnesses, people who are sick, and you never know what anybody's going through. A lot of people would say, you don't look sick, what are you going through, or you don't look like you're dying. But the thing is, through this video, she will educate you of just what you could be aware of, what you could do better on, and this disease that she's fighting to this day, and how she continues to go on. So I'm super excited for this video. We had a fun time filming, so enjoy, loves. Hey loves, today I have with me
Nia. Hi.
So today we have another empowering, motivational video, honestly. Basically, people who you walk with every single day, probably crossing the street or anything, You never know what they're going through, of course, and you never know inside and outside if they're battling a disease, which is life-threatening disease as well. So today I have with me my cousin, of course. We'll be talking about autoimmune disease, what she has, lupus, and what's it's like living with that and what she wants people to know, and also about how to live with it and also how to take care of your kids and the struggle that she goes through every day. So first I just want to ask, when did your journey start with lupus?
Okay, so after I had my first son, I was 20. I had him in December, and I want to say around February, March, I started having some symptoms and getting really sick.
Mm-hmm.
So it started off with one day I felt really jittery, just not myself, kind of foggy in the days, just jittery, kind of I would say almost how I would feel if you were diabetic and your blood sugar was really, really low or something. It felt like that, and I've never been a diabetic, I've never had health problems, so it's why do I feel like that? And then eventually from there it just developed, it continued to get worse, and the inflammation got worse. A lot of people didn't know what it was, a lot of doctors didn't know what it was, didn't know how to deal with it, how to diagnose it,
Okay, so before we go on, for my loves out there who do not know, what is lupus, what also known, which you could say, autoimmune disease? What is that?
Okay, so autoimmune disease is basically when your body, it doesn't fight off other diseases and bacteria and stuff. Instead, it attacks itself. So it attacks its own organs, bones, sometimes your blood, skin. There are other autoimmune diseases out there other than lupus. With lupus, a lot of people, they usually get this rash on their face. However, mine didn't affect me like that, because a lot of people, it affects them differently. Mine affects me more where my inflammation, it was in the bones and in the nerves and in the blood, and then eventually, because they didn't catch it in time, it started spreading. It spread to my brain, it spread to my liver, and it just continues to attack these organs until you get on some type of medication that can suppress it and bring the inflammation down.
So for a lot of loves who don't know, she has actually been going through this for quite I would say for 5 years or so, probably more than that.
6, yeah.
6 years. She's been going through this for 6 years, fighting it. And, we don't have all the time in the world to talk about every incident she's been through. So currently, right now, what's affecting you now to this day with lupus? What are you going through with it?
So right now, I deal with chronic pain, but the biggest issue with me right now is my liver. I did develop liver disease from the lupus attacking the liver and having inflammation in there. So that affects my blood levels a lot. I do have very low blood levels. At times, I'll have random nosebleeds. It'll cause me to throw up blood. It'll cause me to have blood when I use the bathroom. The other thing is that fluid can tend to build up in the abdomen. So I've had issues where one day I might be able to wear one pair of pants and then the next day I can't because I have so much fluid built up in my stomach. I've even dealt with issues where people assume I'm pregnant or something because I'm not that big, but my stomach it'll look full, so that's hard. But a lot of times I have to go to the hospital and they'll do a procedure where they drain all the fluid out, or they'll have to go in sometimes and tie up different blood vessels and stuff just to keep it from bleeding. So I get my transplant. It's kind of what I have to do to just keep going every day.
So when the doctor first told you that you had lupus, what do you remember? What was going through your mind? How did you feel when the doctor told you that?
Honestly, it was hard because I went through a series of like different tests and procedures and like spinal taps, a ton of different things. I've went through a ton of, different hospitals, doctors who really didn't know what it was or, how to deal with it, how to diagnose it. So at a point I felt relieved because, finally, okay, this person knows what it is and they can help me, get better. But at the same time I felt, kind of a little sad and sorry for myself because I went from being like this normal person, not having anything wrong with me, to like waking up one day and like not being able to walk or not being able to hold my baby anymore. Those are hard challenges to go through when you're just like 20 years old and still really trying to figure out your life.
So from then we just said, how do you feel? How do you feel now going through it?
I feel like I came a long way. I came a long way as a parent, as far as preparing for when I do have like long hospital stays and I know my kids have to be with someone else for a while. I feel like, it's been a hard battle, but I've progressed a lot in certain categories, and in some ways I still have challenges every day. So, but as I get older, you learn how to deal with them. You learn how to just pray about it and try not to stress over it too much and just realize it'll be okay. You come this far and you keep pushing.
So you have two beautiful sons named Kyan and Kai. Was there ever a point where your lupus really got bad, and were they like a scenario basically when did you ever explain to them? I know they're young, but did you ever explain to them what was going on with you, or?
Like with my youngest, with Cayenne, he doesn't really know.
Yeah,
he's only
I know
2.
that. I'm like,
so like he doesn't really know. Like you can tell like when I in the hospital for a long time, and like I'll FaceTime him and he'll be like, "Oh, where you at?" or "When you coming home?" Because he's starting to talk now. Or like when I get home and he'll be super super clingy and like he'll cry if anybody else takes him because I feel like he missed me.
Yeah.
You feel me? Yeah. But with like Jakai, he kind of understands more. He's 7 now. When he was younger, he didn't really understand, but now that he gets older, I feel like he's been there through a lot, because pretty much like when I got sick is when I had him. So he's kind of been there with me through all my challenges. So he kind of gets it. I sat down and explained to him like, mommy has this illness, He knows about cancer. He hears about cancer in school. So I kind of explained to him, because they use chemo just like they do for cancer to treat lupus. So I explained to him like that, like, have you heard of cancer, and how people get sick sometimes. So mommy is going through her own battle, with where her body, attacks her cells, and sometimes I have to go to the doctor and they help make me feel better, and then I can come back home to you. That's pretty much all he knows. That's all he understands.
Yes, I like that, because a lot of parents, I wouldn't say like shelter, but I'll just use that word because I can't think of another word. But a lot of parents be like, no, I wait till they get older, they can understand and stuff. But I really feel like it was really important that even though he was still 7 years old, didn't grasp it, but you just explained it enough so he knows like, okay, like this is happening and stuff. Like, so how do you prepare when you would tell him stuff, or how do you go about when drastic stuff happened? Do you always tell him at that time, or?
No, a lot of times when I do get sick, I don't even know like what's the major issue until I get to the doctor, So a lot of times when I leave, whether it's by ambulance or someone's taking me to the ER, or whatever the case may be, I just tell him like, mommy has to go to the doctor right now. I might have to be there for a few days. Mommy's sick. We go through this a lot, and so if you need me, call me. We FaceTime all the time, so he loves that he can FaceTime me now. So good thing technology has
That's
came
what I'm
so
saying.
far.
That's what I'll be saying.
'Cause
I
when
swear.
I was little, we didn't have that, you
Yes.
know. So now he can just FaceTime me and be like, "What's going on with you?" You know, and it works out. I mean, you know, obviously when I get home, both of them, they're like super attached and they want to be up under me like 24/7, like the first few days, but then it's like everything's back normal. So.
And then there's a stigma around, you know, society, like, well, you don't look sick, you don't look like something's wrong with you. But the thing is, diseases or not, it doesn't have a specific gender, it doesn't have a specific look. So how do you feel when people say you don't look sick? How do you respond to them, or what do you have to tell my loves out there about?
Well, I would say, like, don't ever judge a book by its cover. You know, and I know it's something that a lot of us have heard since we were in grade school, since we were small, you know, and still every day people do it, you know, in society, and it's like you just don't know what people are going through or what their battle is, you know. Just like, you know, there's women out here that have breast cancer and they have breast stroke. Just because they do doesn't mean they're not going through their own battle, you know. So you can't just assume, and a lot of times people are ignorant, so, which is like, I don't get mad at that because it's like, you don't know. So you have to educate these people and tell them, like, take the time to, like, sit down and look it up yourself, and you'll see, like, what people go through, you know. Because a lot of times, even when I tell someone, like, I have lupus, or I try to explain to them, they still don't really realize how serious the condition is or what it really is. So the best way I can tell you is by explaining to you what I went through and telling you, like, just try to take the time and Google it, YouTube it, whatever. You know, there's internet's everywhere these days. There's no reason why you can't take 5 minutes to look something up.
Exactly. Like Nia said, people are going to do something you have nothing about. You know, always spread positivity and peace. That's what I always say. And ignorant, meaning anyone says if you're ignorant or anything, that means lack of knowledge. So if anyone comes to you, just try to understand them and educate them first. And if they still come to you, you know, talking that stuff, you know, you just don't need that person in your life, honestly, you know. But exactly, like, I didn't know nothing about lupus. I know everything about lupus because of her. You know, we went to the lupus walk together a few years ago, 2 years ago. We went through that. Basically, everything I know about lupus is because of her. I do my own research as well. And also, if you guys don't know this, a lot of stars out there and other people that you walk by every day that has lupus. For instance, Selena Gomez has lupus. Nick Cannon has lupus. That's only 2 stars I know have lupus.
Tony Braxton has lupus.
Tony Braxton has lupus?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So there's other stars too that, you know, have lupus, and, you know, just looking sick, or if you have a disease or, you know, cancer, anything that you have, it's not a certain look. You know, it's not a certain look, not a certain gender. We're all going through our own battles. So you just gotta really just be aware of that. And if someone comes to you in an ignorant way, just educate them. Tell them to do their own research, you know. But how is it dealing with raising your kids and dealing with your health with this as well?
I think at times it gets hard, because, you know, this is something that they say there's no cure for it. This is something that it's a hard battle, and it's something that can, you know, you can lose your life from it. So that part is hard. I just, you know, like, try to prepare myself for the worst, but hope for the best, is what I say. And, you know, I want my kids to know that no matter what, like, they have each other. You understand what I'm saying? Like, no matter what happens to me, they're a part of me, so they still have a part of me in each of them, you know, so they have to keep their bond. But as far as, like, everyday life, I mean, I still have challenges. There's days that I'm in so much pain that I don't even feel like getting up myself, and I still have to get up, get my son ready for school, you know, clean up, cook dinner, maybe even go to work, you know. So it definitely has its challenges, but I try to, like, just push myself every day and not give up, and I I do have like pain medicine and stuff like that helps me. So, you know, but we make it every day.
So, Camilla's out there who watching who have lupus or know someone who has lupus. What's things that they could do if someone that they love are going through it? How could they support them? And if the loves watching they have lupus, what's some encouraging words for them to?
I would just say that if anybody, whether it's lupus or, you know, any other disease or even a mental illness or anything, if you know anybody that is suffering for something and you say you're a friend to them or family to them, I would just say just be as much of a support system for them as you can be. Make yourself open to that support, because a lot of people out here, they don't have family, they don't have friends, and it's hard, you know. Sometimes you need a break. Sometimes, whether it's 20 minutes or a day, you know, you need that time for yourself. You know, sometimes, you know, when you're dealing with a disease, and it's a financial burden, because you get a lot of bills and, you know, and in other areas that hits you hard. So if you, even if it's like providing a ride or reaching out and doing something just a little extra because you know this person is going through something like that, just, you know, I would say like do for someone as you would want them to do for you, you know, when you're going through something, when you're having a hard time. A lot of times people are going through stuff and we don't know, we don't ask, we don't care, we don't take 5 minutes to even understand what someone else is going through, because life is moving fast every day, and it seems like every day as the years progress we're just moving faster and faster, and it's just, I feel like it's time for people to start slowing down and actually taking the time out to reach out to family and friends, and, you know, just life is too short, and that's one thing that I've learned dealing with this, is life is really way too short.
And from, you know, my experience with you, there's been many times that you have honestly almost died because of this.
Yeah.
So, can you just name just one story where you almost died and how it made you feel and what you went through?
Well, it was like, I want to say around last year, February, or I want to say it was February. Yeah, like I was going through, the other thing with my lupus that because it affects my brain, I don't know. There are some times where I have like, I already have depression, but sometimes like the depression is, I don't know how to say it, like it's, the level of the depression is higher because of the lupus.
Yes.
Like I don't know what the word is. It's like on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of it right now. But or the level of anxiety is higher because of that. You know, it triggers it, and then certain medications, you know, that I'm on. So that's at a time I felt like really depressed. My lupus was really affecting me at this time. I was in a lot of pain. I was going through my own thing. I ended up throwing up like a lot of blood, like a lot. I went to the hospital. When I got to the hospital, all I remember is waking up in the ICU and had like breathing tubes in my nose and all type of stuff. And I remember saying that they had to like pump out all this blood out of my stomach, and that this is the first time that they put the severity of how severe I needed a liver transplant to me. And I instantly started crying because I was like, I felt like I couldn't move. I started crying. Like, it's hard to hear like that, you know, if you don't get this transplant, you can lose your life, you know, because your blood and everything, it filters through your liver. So I instantly just started thinking about my kids, and like, you know, they're so young. My youngest son he's only 2 now. At the time he was 1, so I was thinking like he's gonna lose a mom before he really even goes through life, you know. My other son, he was 6 at the time, so it's like he'll remember me, but how much will he remember me, you know? And I started thinking about, oh, I have to write a will out. I have to do, what do you call that? Like some
and
power of attorney or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think that's what it's called.
That
Excuse me if I don't know all the terms or whatever, but yeah, I instantly started thinking like, oh my God, I need life insurance. I need this. I need to. You never know. And when you have kids, it's like that's something hard to hear. But you know, thankfully, the doctors were able to stop the bleeding and get everything under control and get my liver back pumping right. So right now, I'm like in a semi-stable state. You know, I can still go through everyday life. I do have to take my medicines every day and stuff like that, but I still need the transplant. So hopefully in the next, you know, couple to a few months, I'll be getting that, and that will be one less worry, one less stress on my plate. You know.
Exactly. So, where would you see yourself for the next 5 years?
Hopefully somewhere rich. With I want to start my own business. I want to write a book. I want to write a book, the story of like my journey, what I went through. I'm not gonna release any name or any details about the book, obviously, but I have been brainstorming a lot of different ideas. I like writing, so it helps me really clear my head and get what I have to say off of mine. I feel like I'm more of a writer than a talker, so that's what I'm interested in. I'm also, you know, I do the makeup, lashes, all that, so I want to, you know, take off doing that. I want my lupus, like, to really be in, what do they call it? There's a term for where it doesn't affect you. Like, it's not a cure, but it just becomes like, where it doesn't
like
affect
mental
you.
health, yeah.
And that's where I want to be, in a place where I can live like peacefully and not have to worry about going to the doctor 3-4 times a month, you know, and paying for all these different medications and all that stuff. So, well, hopefully, I'm praying that once I get this transplant, all that stuff will shortly fall in line. It'll be like a domino effect, hopefully.
So for my loves watching, if any of them have lupus and is going through the same thing that you're going through, is there anything that you could tell them, anything that's kept you going to this day, kept you fighting and just continuing on?
Just like, you know, if you do have even just one person that you can talk to, or that supports you, you know, lean on them as much as you can. You know, whether if you're feeling overwhelmed and you just need to talk, you know, talk to them about it. There's just small things you can do that to help you go through your day. Also, like with pain, I did learn it's better to put cold on it than hot. So it helps the inflammation, bring inflammation out. So if you guys have any chronic pain, make sure you know, use a lot of cold compresses on your body. And what other tips can I give you guys about medical advice?
Right. If you guys do have any questions with her, either it could be about lupus, anything, how she is doing, I would put the information that she wants me to contact her in the description box below. Definitely I would do that. But before this video ends, just wanted to say that she's my cousin. I really do look up to her. She's one of the strongest women that I know. Look up to her, how she raises her kids, and honestly how she continues to grind and continues to this day, no matter the pain she has. She has a job currently, and you know, she shouldn't be working that hard anyways. Basically, she does what she can for herself, more importantly for her 2 sons, Kai and Cayenne. I've looked up to her ever since. She's obviously been my cousin for my whole life, basically. We're like this, but she's really strong, smart, dedicated, disciplines herself to keep going, even though there's times that she does not want to keep going. She just pushed through it. So I just want to say thank you for being a love on my channel and sharing your experience with my loves. And I just want to, I really do look up to you, and I just want you to know that you're one of the strongest women that I know in my life, and you do inspire me to do better. I'm gonna cry too, but you have been through so much, hell and back. I've known exactly what you've been through even to this day, and I just admire you, how you just keep pushing even though times that you feel like you cannot do it. And no matter what, I'll always be here for you, and I love you, and we're gonna continue to fight this battle. I'm with you every step of the way. So I love you.
No,
Okay, so just wanted you guys to I just wanted you guys to know that. So anything you want to say to them before you leave?
No. When you guys have any questions or just anything, you can feel free to inbox me, and she will provide that information to you guys in the description box for you guys.
Yes. So before this video ends, treat people how you would like to be treated. You have no idea the battle they're going through, inside or outside. People wear masks, and the thing is, we got to stop wearing masks. So be a light in their life, okay? If you have a time to make someone happy, take that time, and put you first mentally and physically. I love you, loves. Thank you for watching.